Alright guys, I know I'm a little late on this one. I've been offline for a little bit due to personal reasons, but I still want to talk about Mushroom Bridge's inclusion in Mario Kart Tour and the implications it might have on the future of Deluxe. First of all, in the immediate aftermath, I saw a lot of hate and dread over the announcement of this course, and guys, I prefer Mushroom City too, but it'll probably be the next game. I think you all are overreacting hard though. I've seen many people say that Bridge will be a shoo-in as a bottom 10 or even bottom 5 course in Deluxe if it gets in, and I need to ask, do you remember how many truly bad courses are in Deluxe? Now this is a shorter course without a ton of off-road. I'm not expecting it to be like Boo Lake or anything, but I don't think that this is going to be a non-runnable course by any means, and unlike Moonview Highway and Mario Kart Wii, I don't think laggy bomb cars are going to be that much of an issue because unless I'm heavily misremembering something, you aren't driving into oncoming traffic and the turns aren't nearly as sharp. I think there will be some interesting dynamics here as well. The mushroom cars are back and they could potentially function similarly to Riverside Park's Patuis, perhaps without spinning out when running into them like in Double Dash. The tunnels also have very low ceilings as well, which could lead to some additional playmaking opportunities, especially with bob-ombs. The course is relatively wide with some safe routes, and being able to go up the bridge at the end will create a unique dynamic as well. I think a lot of people have mislabeled this bridge thing as a shortcut, and I would call it more of an alternate route. Now I know that Mushroom Bridge's previous two iterations were in the most snaking heavy Mario Kart games, but not going up the bridge was actually faster in Double Dash, and if you could go up it in MKDS, that would be slower. The boost panels are nice, but the verticality difference only means you have to cover more distance. Of course, going up the bridge could be faster in Deluxe, but it's likely options will need to be weighed in this game. The boost panels will be great for acceleration or if a lightning bolt's used, but getting hit up there could be catastrophic and it's much more difficult to avoid bananas and the like while on the bridge. Likewise, you could be more safe from opponents up there depending on the situation. The tour screenshot has item boxes on both routes and coins on the bottom. I genuinely believe that decisions will have to be made and perhaps even the right side will get situational usage as well, and I think that's cool. The actual off-road shortcut on the course was also not faster in Double Dash, but I think it will be in Deluxe. While I think inside drifting bikes will be very good here, this cut, located fairly early in the course, might act as a way to stop brain-dead easy front runs from happening. You'll probably have to be good to hold on to a lead. It won't be as overpowered as the Twisted Mansion cuts, but I think it might be notable. The reason why I think it might be faster though is because I expect the awkward exits will be finally trickable in this game, which should immediately gain you some time upon landing. This thought really made me think on the course's potential inclusion more though, and made me more content with the possibility. The last time this course was in a Mario Kart game was before tricks were introduced in the series. That was like a very long time ago. Keep in mind, this course was not playable online in Mario Kart DS as well. This will be the first time this course could ever be officially played online, and if it wasn't for Tour and potentially Deluxe, this would have never happened, like, ever. It's not a first time retro, but for this reason, it might as well should be. So miss me with that hate, to be honest. I know it's not going to be the most spectacular course of all time, but I don't think it's nearly as bad as people are saying. I think it's got a pretty cool theme, I think it's going to look good, I think it'll play perfectly fine, and I know not everyone is a huge fan of traffic courses, but I will say one thing about them. They have some pretty great music, so I'm really excited to hear a potential remix to the Mushroom Bridge theme done by the MK8 band. It was one of my favorite game themes growing up. So with this all out of the way, do I actually think Mushroom Bridge will be in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? Well, without spoiling my first YouTube short entirely, I will say I give it about an 85 to 90% chance to get in at this point. In my last prediction, I put it as the second course of Wave 5, and I still think that this is most likely to happen. But let's take an opportunity to look at all the Double Dash options at large now. For those of you who have been watching my channel since before the launch of Wave 4, you'll know I had a theory that I used to subscribe to with Mario Kart 8, and that's that they were not going to reuse music tracks for any course in this game. Now that theory got broken because they brought back Waluigi Pinball in the same game as DS Wario Stadium, but this was the one exception I said I could see them making, due to Pinball being a massive fan favorite and a course that made its way into Tour. I don't think this theory is the law per se, but I think it is still pretty likely to have some validity to it. For instance, I don't think they'd add many courses that share music simply because the courses are likely too similar to begin with and not great for variety. But the reason I bring this up now is because Double Dash tracks have a ton of shared themes, and given there are 3 more spots from this game that we think are coming to the Booster Course Pass, the picture becomes pretty clear. Not many choices actually have to be made. Let's break down our course themes real quick. Currently, 5 of these courses are in the game already, so we can remove the categories that they make up. No data mines are even indicating that Luigi Circuit, Mario Circuit, or Wario Coliseum are even coming to Tour anyway. So our categories now become the following. Quite frankly, I don't see either Bowser's Castle or Rainbow Road happening. The prefix leaks do not line up for Rainbow Road because the only way it really makes sense is if the GBA and DS variants come as well to the final cup. Perhaps they are tricking us though, so I won't rule it completely out. Bowser's Castle felt somewhat plausible due to the lack of BCs in the game, but with Bowser Castle 3 from SMK almost feeling like a lock now, it becomes harder to believe that they'll be adding the GCN Bowser Castle. I'd give both these courses maybe 0.5% chance to make it in. So the most likely outcome feels like the 3 categories with 2 courses each, take 1 course from each of them. Peach Beach has not been data mined at all, and with Peach Garden's recent addition and just on the premise that Daisy Cruiser is way more popular, I think it's pretty safe to eliminate it. Likewise, Mushroom Bridge now seems to be much more probable than Mushroom City to make the game. However, these courses share a lot of the same assets and neither seem to be way more popular than the other, and as a course that hasn't returned yet, I could see a situation where Mushroom City gets in. It's just looking quite unlikely. The true question comes down to DK Mountain versus Dino Dino Jungle for the last slot. Both of these courses are in tour, so both could feasibly take it, and while I initially felt that this is more of a coin flip, the Bowser Castle 3 appearance made me doubt Vanilla Lake and its references in Deluxe, which also makes me doubt the same references that apply to Dino Dino Jungle. Nintendo has been obsessed with cannons ever since the Target Shock removal back in Wave 3, and as well as the half-pipes, and with potentially Diddy Kong and Funky Kong coming, and the noticeably growing hype for the course, I'm starting to feel that DK Mountain will be the selection even if I hate to say it. When I release my short that gives the probability of returning courses though, the GCN course probability will not add up fully to 300%. Daisy Cruiser feels like a lock now if they go with 3 GCN courses like the leaks originally indicated, but the leak wasn't a promise to us. Thinking more on it, I think it's possible they go with only 2 Gamecube courses in favor of adding another Wii track. We still don't know exactly what Maple Tree Way replaced. It obviously pushed Waluigi Stadium out of Wave 3, but Waluigi Stadium must have pushed something out of Wave 4. We likely won't know the answer to this until Wave 6 is announced. So while Daisy Cruiser feels like a lock currently, everything changes if they were to only take 2 Gamecube courses. I think it's unlikely in that they probably had a plan of which 48 courses they'd be adding from the beginning, but if it were to happen, well, I could actually see Daisy Cruiser being the one to get the short end of the stick. This is because it's been in tour for quite a while now, and Mushroom Bridge and DK Mountain are just more recent additions with new coats of paint. Daisy Circuit was also in a future tour data mine, and of course, it would have to fight its way in over Dry Dry Ruins too, so it's unlikely, but perhaps I wouldn't put Daisy Cruiser in as a lock just yet. The puzzle pieces are starting to form. I feel pretty confident that the Wave 5 retro courses will be SNES Bowser Castle 3, Sunset Wilds, Mushroom Bridge, and Koopa Cape, and if this prophecy comes true, then we likely learn nothing until the final announcement. But perhaps it's more fun that way. I really hope that they give us a complete surprise though and a big twist. In the next video, I won't be doing any predictions, rather I'll be talking about a set of courses I think should get more consideration as returning retro tracks. I'll let you guys guess what that all means. For me, I'll see you next time.